Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sizzling Selling. I'm excited to see you, and I'm so excited. I absolutely love our business opportunity. I love selling our amazing products, and I can't wait to help you do that even better than you already do. So, there's lots of goals for this year. Everyone is setting new goals. It's a brand new year for us, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So, I just really wanted to be like super casual, just like we were sitting at our kitchen table. And obviously this is like real life, so you're gonna hear my kids. You're probably gonna see them. This is not a studio recording, but I do need to do a couple little disclaimers that the company asked us to do. So first of all, we are independent consultants, so that means we do not represent Mary Kay Corporate. That being said, everything we do is our choice and may or may not be endorsed by the company. Okay, so we do our very best to do the best that we can, but just know that everybody's results are going to be different based on the effort, the skill, and the market. Everybody's results are going to be different. So we're not guaranteeing anything, but we are here to give health tips that have worked for me, and I hope that'll work for you. So, starting seasonal selling, I see some of my friends. Hi, friends. I love Google Hangout. It's such a fun platform to be able to do some training, and I'm going to do a series this year of all the different things that help us in our business, because we just can't all be together all the time, and with our schedules being crazy. Anybody else have a crazy schedule? This is one of the best ways for us to come together. So whether you're watching live or whether you're going to watch the playback, I'm hoping that some of the tips will be super helpful for you. So I see a couple of my friends on there. Can you hit the chat on the side and let's see if that actually works? Just hit that something on the chat just so let's see if it works. I want to make sure that I have everything up and running. Yep, I see chat messages. Awesome. Okay, so what I want you to do is, as I go, if you have questions, just throw them up in the chat box. And that way we can, as we go, before we forget, we can get them. Bye, honey, I love you. Have a great day at work. See, like real life. It's real life. And that's one of the things that I want to just come across to you. Being a sales director is not different from being a consultant. We just do more mentoring and coaching. And we've had more no's than you probably could ever think of. So what I want to do this year is I want to teach you how to become sales directors. I know there's a lot of you that have that as one of the goals for the year. And the first thing is to just realize that our life is really very similar to yours. Even at the directors meetings, top directors are like, we put our pantyhose on the same way, we go to the bathroom the same way, like our kids act the same way yours do. It's like real life. And so what we have done is we've just become masters at overcoming objections, overcoming obstacles, solving problems, and asking people who are better in certain things than we are to teach us how to do that. And we're just in a continual learning process. So I went to a business coach a couple years ago, and he said something that really resonated with me. And he said, Misty, the most expensive words you can ever say are, I know that. Like, knowing that you know is really expensive. And so he said, every time you listen to something, every time you go to something, try to go with an open mind and an open heart and just listen without trying to go like, oh yeah, I know that already, I don't have to listen. Because once you've been in for a minute, you're going to start hearing the similar things over and over again, because our business model is very simple. But that doesn't mean that it's easy, because it does take effort and it does take us getting better every time we do it. So as we go, if you know something already, which you may, depending on where you are in your business, whether you're brand new and getting started, or you're getting restarted or getting reignited, I'm so excited that you're here. Please know that you are super important to me. So, and I'm like super emotional today, so I'm gonna get all teary. Okay, great. I love you guys, and that's why I'm doing this. You're going to even hear my kids in the background. So, okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like you're brand new and you love my cup. Thank you. Look, I have bumblebees on my cup and they say different things. And on the inside, look, can you see the inside? It says, this is your moment. So I have different cups that are different motivational things to me. I love coffee. So I have motivational things all over my house, on my phone. I'm always listening to something motivational in my car. I've got Mary Kay CDs. There's a lot of great training and education. And this is just, like I said, my way of doing selling, which has worked really well for me. That being said, I have a couple of aids here with me. Okay, so if you haven't looked online at Mary Kay In Touch, there is a series called the Insight series. Like that. Look under education, and then there should be a series called Insight that is Mary Kay's media source of CDs and downloads that can help you with all kinds of different skills. So under education, there is a ton of education there that it's on demand. You can either order a CD or you can download the MP3s. So the Insight series, again, is under education. There's so many great CDs on Mary Kay In Touch, so many great things. And I was just constantly feeding my mind with different topics, different sales directors, different top sales directors, different nationals, because I always felt like they could teach me something. And if I just listened while I was getting dressed in the morning, kind of in that downtime, like you're getting dressed, you're not really doing anything else. Like I could throw in a CD or play an MP3 while I was doing that, sometimes while I was exercising, or maybe while I was waiting to pick up one of my kids. Or something like that. So I'm always listening to educational CDs, even when I'm in the car with the kids. You can see my little bandit in the corner. Come say hi. This is your chance. Come say hi, and then go play.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi, friends.
Hi.
Hi, friends. Okay, go play. I love you.
You won't let my sister play the computer.
Okay, go on. So, always feeding your mind with different information, because you never know when something's going to click. And listen to something enough times that you can really get the message out of it, and then move to something else, because then it just becomes background noise and you don't really listen anymore. So that's one of my tips, is just always be listening to educational things. So if you're a brand new consultant in our unit, we're so excited to have you. And if you're not, we're still super excited to have you. I'm so excited that you're here and that you're wanting more out of your business. And I am so focused on you doing that this year. I'm so excited. So I see some people on there. Can you hear us? So if you're a brand new consultant, there's a few things you're going to do in the beginning, and I'm going to go ahead and cover those real quickly. The first thing is we want you to have a Mary Kay email address. And so as you log in, you're going to be able to set a Mary Kay email address. Make sure it's an address that you like, because it's going to become your email and your personal website address. Okay, so make sure you like that when you log in and set your password. Mary Kay will suggest one, and if you don't like that, change it. The next thing is there's no like Mary Kay email program. It just copies to your personal email address. That way, if you ever change servers, if you want to go to Hotmail or Gmail or one of the other mails, you can just go into your profile under Mary Kay In Touch and change your email address. Then you have an email where people can get a hold of you. You can put on your business cards. So moving forward, if you want business cards, Mary Kay business cards, there's mine. There's an old picture. You can order business cards. And so from here, you can choose what you want. You can, a lot of bells going on. No, thank you. You can choose what you want your business cards to look like. There are these pink background cards, and then there are what they call 5-scene business cards, which have different colors or different products on there, and you can choose how you want to personalize those. Please go in the other room. Go. Yes, go in the other room. So business cards you can get. There's also a great business kit that comes with a self-inking stamp that you can use to stamp your catalogs. There is a name tag you can wear to your appointments. There are product label stickers to go on the back of your products, because when you're sending those products home with somebody, you want to make sure that they know how to get more. So those go on all your products before they leave the house, and that's just a great deal. You definitely can do other things, but Mary Kay asks us to use company approved advertising, and so that would include our business cards. So technically we're supposed to order them from the company, and they're going to get so much of a better deal than really looking anywhere else. And they look so professional. I don't put my address on my business cards, but you certainly could if you'd like to. So I just put my web address, my phone number, my email, and my photo. You don't have to do a photo if you don't have one. Just do the regular cards first, and you can always do a photo later. So business cards, great to help you with your business. Okay, now moving into selling, there's going to be a lot of tools that I'm going to show you that we're going to work on training on this year. If you are in our area, then you know that I love a certain national sales director a lot. So one of the CDs that I love is called the Choices CD. If you don't have the Choices CD, let me know and I can tell you where to find them. This is a great CD that goes over her story and how she got started in the business and why people might want to think pink. Why would you want to consider this business opportunity? So it is a great motivational CD for you, but it's also an amazing CD for you to give other people. It really shifts their thinking about different things, and it will really, she said, just ask them to listen to it and tell them, like, I promise it's going to make you smile for at least an hour after you listen to it. It's a really funny story. It's a lot of details about our business, but it's great. So it's called Platinum Choices, and it has our favorite national sales director on the back. I have about 10 of these that I keep in circulation. I have my name up there. So I just tell them, like, would you listen to this, and then I'll meet you and get it back from you. I only have a couple. But I would love for you to just listen to it, and that way you can be a great talent scout for me, and you can kind of understand how we run our business and what we do. And for doing that, I would love to give you something, like a discount on your next product order or a lip gloss or something like that, just as a thank you, because the more people that know how we run our businesses and what we're looking for, the more helpful they can be, and the more lives we can change. And that's just the way that I ask them. Okay, so we have the Choices CD. Then we have a couple other CDs from the same beautiful national that are very, very helpful. So this one, if you don't have long-term success, let me know. It's called Turning 1 into 5 and 5 into 25. So it's basically, how do we work from one contact and turn that into most of the contacts you're going to need to run your business. We want to work smart and not hard. So Turning 1 into 5 and 5 into 25 is a great CD, and it's going to give you a lot of good questions to ask. Kind of, how do we do that? Like, where do we find our customers? And this was something that I learned to get really good at very early in my business, because I was scared of strangers, like a lot. And I did not want to go talk to somebody on the street. Like, that's not going to happen. So when I heard this philosophy of all we have to do is build relationships with people, and they know, every person knows about 300 people. Their circle of influence is about 300 people. Then we start with a few people, the ones that say yes, I'll give you my opinion. We go, great, let's talk about who else you know, because you know 300 people. And if I have a few people that know 300 people, you can see you don't have to work really, really hard, because you always have people that know people. Okay, so that is our original business model. That's how Mary Kay asked us to run our business, from person to person, from appointment to second appointment. And when you get really, really good at booking your second appointments, you're going to have a lot less feeling that you have to go out and talk to strangers. Now, that's not bad, and if you're great at that, do it. It still makes me want to throw up. It still makes me very uncomfortable, but I do it because I like the results that I get. So I've just learned how to do it. Another great tool is called Preparing for a Successful Business Debut. If you don't, let me see where I can put that. Preparing for a Successful Business Debut, same beautiful national. This is a great idea, whether you're brand new in Mary Kay or you've been restarting your business. If you have some inventory, this is the way to go. Okay, a business debut. A business debut is an amazing way to basically say, hey, I'm in business, I'm opening my store. And it is a beautiful concept. So we don't do a lot of selling at that appointment, but what we do is we debut your store. We talk about why we love our business, what we're working for, what kind of hostesses we're looking for. We book second appointments with the ladies that are there. You get this great sense of rapport and support from the people that are there. And it's just an amazing way to get people involved in your business. So preparing for a successful business debut. Now, if you look at my unit website, it's going to be www.sharfarea.com, which most of you are familiar with. And under the new consultant section, there should be a business debut checklist. So if you're going to do a business debut, give me a call, shoot me a message, and we will start through the process. First, we're going to listen to the CD because it's going to give you a lot of details about what we're going to do at the debut, who we're going to invite, when we invite them, what kind of refreshments to have, what kind of product to have out, how to have your seating placed. It's very strategic. Everything we're doing is very strategic, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money. We do want to have some food there because people will come to eat. Our friends and family will come to eat, right? They just will. So that doesn't mean you have to do it. That means somebody in your life has to help you. So if you have a girlfriend that loves to cook, this is the time when I would bribe her with a lipstick. Say, girl, I need your help. Like, I need some food. And it's going to go over that all on the CD. But there's also a checklist. So it'll tell you, why do we have a business debut? We're going to debut your Mary Kay store of products, okay? And so this is only something that we do if we have product to display. If we don't have inventory, then we start with a power start or a perfect start, which is going to be booking 15 faces in a month for a perfect start and 30 faces in a month for a power start. So those are going to be words that you'll hear, perfect start and power start. And those are words you're going to use forever and ever, amen, in your business, because the answer to every problem in our business is to do a perfect start or a power start. 15 faces in 15 days or 30 faces in 30 days, perfect start and power start. So you're going to start there if you're not starting with inventory, you don't have inventory. If you do have inventory, a business debut is a perfect thing to do. And you can re-debut anytime you want to, because we always have new product. We always have great things to show. And a business debut is super fun. We're going to show your friends and family that you're starting a business. Right? We're serious. We're like not messing around. We're starting a business and we need their support, and we're going to tell them how to do that. You're going to debut yourself as a professional consultant, right? And you're going to book probably your first 60 to 90 faces. So this is a huge booking opportunity for people to come help you. So to do that, we're going to probably book that out about 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, we're going to book that out 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to plan it like we're going to plan a wedding. We're going to put it on people's calendar. We're going to send out paper invitations. We're going to make a contact list of over 100 people that we know. We're going to invite all kinds of people. What we know is that when we invite about 100 people, at least 1/3 will probably come. 1/3 will probably come out of 100. So we want to look at that, and we want to provide refreshments, like I said, and a couple other things. So look at the checklist or on the website, or I can send that to you. But a debut is a beautiful thing to do. And telling people like, hey, I'm going to have a new business debut. Or I'm going to have a new product debut. I debut all the time. Because I want people to come. I want them to come and be in front of me. So if you haven't done a business debut, I would look at your calendar 2 or 3 weeks from now, and let's pick a date and let's start on it now. We have to get it on people's calendars, especially this time of year when people are going back to school and getting busy. We have to get it on their calendars 3 or 4 weeks in advance, because otherwise it's not going to happen. So going through your kit, there's some great tools in there for your skincare classes. So say we do your business debut or we do your perfect start or power start booking. And so now we have faces on our books. And I'm going to do some more videos later about how to do the inviting and where to find the faces and things like that. But for right now, in your kit, you have an amazing instructor's guide. And I would absolutely use the instructor's guide as you do your appointments, because it tells you everything you need to know about what to say, and it makes you look so smart. So one of the things I love about the guide is up in the corner, it tells you what page your customers are on in their beauty book. So it'll tell you they're on page 4, and it'll tell you all you need to say about the product, and then it'll tell you some more sample dialogue. It goes through everything you need to know. So practice this book as much as you can, because you'll get more familiar with it every time. It's going to be your teacher's manual. Now, when I started, we actually had a flip chart. Like, it was a chart that was 8.5 by 11, and we flipped it, which is a little cumbersome, but this is awesome. So love this. And then there's also the app also. Right, we have the app also. So if you're technologically savvy, you can use our app on your iPad or any of the other mobile devices. So you can look for that in the App Store. It's available on Apple App Store for iPad, plus Android and Amazon Kindle Fire for $4.99 in the App Store. Just look for the Mary Kay Show and Sell app. Show and Sell app. So that is a great, great tool. You can even connect it to your television or to the television, so it's up on the screen and they can see everything. There's some great videos in there. It's very fun and makes you look really professional. Okay, so those are a couple ideas. But I always have this with me. It also gives you a place to stay focused. Sometimes we go to appointments and we get 2 or 3 ladies together, and all of a sudden we're chatting and we're talking about Susie's baby shower next week or the baby's birthday party, and they're all on a totally different subject. And that way you can kind of be like, hey, everybody, okay, great, we're going to be on page number 7, and we're moving forward. So it kind of gives you a place, like an agenda, to stay on task. So I love that. So practice that on your children, your husband, your kids, your small animals, anybody that will let you practice it. The more and more you say it, the more and more you're going to feel like you know what you're doing. A great tool that's not required, of course none of them are required, but that I love that we've found lately are these little tray inserts. These little tray inserts are from, and I'm not endorsing them because there's lots of different ones, but this is from pinkprinting.com, and they're very affordable. They're laminated. There's several different kinds. Like this one is for repair. There's one for each product line. So there's one for repair, there's one for botanicals, one for clear proof, and one for time-wise. And then there's some other fun ideas. But I love this because you can put this underneath your disposable tray, and it will tell you exactly where to put the products, which is awesome. And then it also helps the customers too, because if you're giving a class and you say, okay, everybody look down and find number 1, your cleanser, they're going to have an easier time finding it. But then they also are remembering more what products they loved. Like, oh, that was the cleanser. Like, I really like that. And so these are super helpful. They're, like I said, they're laminated. They're on cardstock, so they're very durable. And you're just going to wipe it off if anything gets on it, which it probably shouldn't, and use it for the next party. So these were there was a pack for $6 or something. They were very, very affordable. So there's a repair. On the back of that one is botanicals. This one just says, let the fun begin, which is, this one's empty. So you could use whatever you wanted on that one. Or you could use I'm talking about rewritable pen, dry erase pen. There's a clear proof. This one just says let the fun begin also, but it's like our time-wise. And why I love them is because this one goes cleanser, microdermabrasion step 1, microdermabrasion step 2, day or night solution, moisturizer, eye cream, and foundation primer, which is exactly how I teach you guys to do your appointments, right? So it's the same order. So I love these. And then there's even one that on the back of this that says bridal bash. So those are great and just an easy way to keep you organized. So you can just put that on your list of things that you may want to have at some point. You don't have to go out and order them today, or at all for that matter. Okay, another thing that's going to keep you super organized in your business, there are 2 things. One is I've created for you guys this planner, right? This this one says July, so it's going to date the video. This planner, right? And I've started emailing it out to you because of a few reasons. Some of you are using different kinds of systems that you like that are working for you. Some of you are putting it in different kinds of a binder, or there's a great system called ARC at Staples that you can put it in. It's like a reusable spiral. The point is you are using it to help you plan, and planning is going to be key to your success. So there's a weekly plan sheet in here, which is going to tell you every hour of every day what you're doing. And the first thing you want to do with that is you want to go in and put in things in your life that have to happen. Like if you're going to work, that has to happen. What time do you leave? What time do you take your lunch break? What time do you pick your kids up from the bus? What time are you, if you have dinner at a certain time, if you have date night, if you exercise, if you have Bible study, all those things, you know, church, everything that's important to you should go into your schedule. Then we're going to look at business. Okay, so there's a great key on the side of this that tells you we're going to go through and highlight your available times, and that is the time that we're going to use to work your business. So we'll go through and highlight, and on here it says, okay, your quiet time, so quiet time is going to be blue. Your family time, your pink time, is going to be Mary Kay time. So those are going to be like your success meetings, your trainings. They will be pink. Red will be date night. And if you don't have a date, like it could be like a girlfriend date, you know, out hanging out with your friends, something social. Purple is exercise, other activities like getting your hair and your nails done, things like that. Gray would be your other job if you have one. And then green pretty much is anything else that makes you money. So that's going to be booking appointments, doing facials and parties, doing phone calls, coaching calls, customer service calls, reorders, and sharing the business opportunity. So that's all going to be green. So what we can do is look at your week when it's all highlighted, and it's going to take a minute to do that. I usually do that on Sunday nights. I'll sit down when everybody gets quiet, and we'll put everything on there for the week that we know that's going to happen. And then I'll go through and highlight in green the times that I don't have anything booked at the moment. And I know when I'm making phone calls, I can go, oh, if it's a green spot and it's open, then I can go ahead and book Susie for that spot. And it's just easy for me to see that it's available. And then I don't have to think about, if somebody says, yes, I'm available on Tuesday, then I can go to Tuesday and immediately look at the green and know that I'm available, instead of thinking like, well, what time do the kids get off the bus? And then I have to do this, and then I have to do that, and then maybe I'm available at 7. You know right away, and it really makes you more efficient. And I know if I have a green box that's not filled in, I am going to book someone for that spot because that time is allocated to make money. So that's one good thing to use is your weekly plan sheet. And it's in that calendar file that I sent you. You can just print it out and put it in a binder. You can have it bound in a spiral. You can use the ARC system from Staples, or Home Depot has one also. Not Home Depot. Office Depot. That one. Any of those will work as long as you're using something to keep you on track. And then also every day there is a 6 most important things to do list, and you'll hear this over and over and over again in our training. Before you go to bed, you're going to make your list for the next day. It's going to be 6 most important things to do in your business and 6 most important things to do in your personal life, because we have both. So your business is going to be things like call for a reorder, maybe deliver product, book appointment, coach a hostess, anything that's income producing. This is not going to be like sit down and organize your inventory or put goodie bags together. Those kinds of things are not going to be probably on that list. They're going to be lower down here somewhere. These are like important things. And so on my personal list, that would be things like maybe I need to call somebody about my kids for the next day, or maybe they have a homework assignment due, or I know I need to pay a bill, or those kinds of things for your personal life that are like important for the next day. Then I have like phone calls and messages to return. So especially like when you're calling people, if they are not available, or like you talked to them today, but you know you need to talk to them 2 days from now, you can just flip 2 days from now and write their name and their number there, and then 2 days from now, all you have to do is call. You don't have to think about like, oh, when was I supposed to call that person? So using systems that save you time are going to be key. Thank you notes. Your customers love to get thank you notes in the mail, or even just people in your life that are important. Throw a postcard in there. And what I do is I just take postcards with me and I pre-stamp the postage and the order address labels. I have them pre-made. And then when I'm running around, I can pull up their address and write a quick note or something like that. Or when I'm leaving their appointment, I can write it. And so that makes it really, really efficient. The next page has personal booking calls, right? Personal booking calls up here, customer calls here. As you build your team, they're going to go here. We want to check in on them too. Coaching your hostesses, and then notes. So you have that for every day. And the great part about having a system like this is once you get used to using it, you can't live without it. And it becomes your business record, right? So you have one for every month. You can pull it out. You can look at your mileage or expenses or anything else that you need. This time of year, like I pull out my one from this month from last year and I go, what was I doing last year? Is there people that I need to follow up with? Are there events that I did? You know, what kind of sale ideas worked for me? So you can make notes that will help you in the future in here. And then you have one, you know, go-to thing. Another thing I love about in here is there's a lot of training. So in the beginning section, these are the words that we're going to use to open your appointments, right? These are the words we're going to use. So there's this page that opens your appointments, and then the next page is how you turn one person into a second appointment. So those are the words that we'll use at your classes. So those are all in here, and then in the back, or in a separate file now, there are pages called Overcoming Booking Objections and Overcoming Objections. These will make you a lot of money. If you can really, really, really listen to overcoming objections, and you can get very, very good at this, this is critical to your success, because an objection is just simply somebody asking for more information. It's just them saying kind of like, why would I want to make time to do that? It's not quite important enough for me to go like, oh yeah, sure. There are several CDs. You can either look on Mary Kay Insight for CDs, or I have some called Overcoming Objections, and I just put them in my car and I listen to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over until like somebody said an objection and it came right out of my mouth what I was going to say next. I even had my kids and my husband quiz me on them when I started, because I wanted to get really, really good at them. Because if you can overcome an objection, then you have a booking. If you can't overcome an objection and somebody says, well, I'm too busy, and you're like, okay, great, and you move on, right? Maybe she just needed a little more information about like, what are we actually going to do with the appointment? Or is it really complimentary? Or what am I going to learn? Or, you know, I tried it one time and, you know, we say no all the time. I don't know about you guys, but especially if you're moms, you say no all the time, right? No, 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 no. And we go into the grocery store, we go into a department store, and they ask us if we need help, and we say no without even thinking about it. No, I'm good. And then I walk 5 or 6 steps, and I'm like, man, I actually don't know where I'm going. I do need help, and then I can't find them. So we're just programmed to say no a lot, especially when people are asking us things. So it doesn't necessarily mean no. It just means, why do I need more information? You know? So overcoming objections, I would definitely get a CD on that. Other things that are in here that are super helpful are going to be like order of application information. So what order do I put the products on? A really, really great tip that we learned this week from one of our top sales directors is you can find this on InTouch. They change the location sometimes, but just search order of application in the search bar and it'll come up. They update it every time we add new products. So I print out a bunch of these and have them in my office, and here's how you use them. So say you go to, I take them with me when I go to appointments, and when people decide what they want to purchase, I'm going to highlight the things that they're going to purchase on here. And so they know what order to use them in. Because sometimes if they have more than a couple of products, they're not really sure what order to use them in, right? And we're not either for that. So we go through and it tells them what order to use the products in. Then before you go to the follow-up appointment, you're going to look up her information and find out which products she purchased from you. And then you're going to highlight which products you want her to use next, right? What products do you want her to use next? So that may be adding day and night solution. Maybe she didn't get that before. Maybe we're moving on to microdermabrasion. Maybe we're moving on to a supplement of some sort, like one of the serums or the masks, something like that. We're going to look at what the next step would be for her in the product line, the next kind of 4 or so products, and we're going to highlight those and put smiley faces next to them. So when we go to the appointment, we can go, okay, great. So how is your, products that you're using that you brought home, how's that going? Do you have questions about that? And then these are the kinds of things I want to talk to you about next, because it's our job to educate them on what comes next. So you can use that. You can even mail it to her with samples and say, hey, the next best product, if you love what you're using, would be microdermabrasion. Here's a sample. Let me know how you think, what you think about it. And all you have to do is print this off and highlight it and put a cute note on it. And send her that with a sample. So how cool is that? If every one of your customers used one more product, that would be a lot more sales, right? So I love that idea. I also love the idea of maybe sending 2 samples and 2 sheets and saying, hey, you take one and give one to like one of your best girlfriends. I do that too with my good customers. I'll send them 2 or 3 samples and say, hey, would you give these to a couple of your best girlfriends? And when they contact me and let me know what they think about it, I'm going to do something fun for them. So that's a great way to get referrals also. So a couple different ways to use this sheet. Any questions about that? Okay. Also some other great sheets in here. Again, not endorsed, but great makeup artists help us put together these great sheets, so that'll tell us which concealer goes with which foundation, all those fun things. And then a lot of tracking sheets in the back. Okay, so use this whichever way you want to, but use it. Don't not use it. It will help keep you on track. Okay, another great tool is your spiral notebook. Your spiral notebook. Okay, you need a spiral notebook. And it's going to have 3 sections. One section in the back, the section in the back is going to be notes, just notes from like meetings, trainings, things like that, notes. And I would ask you to write your questions down there too, because you're going to have questions. I might not always be available right at the moment, but if you have questions in place to write them down, you can always call me and say, hey, I have a couple questions. So you're going to have a note section. The very front section of your spiral is going to be what we call your pretend wedding list. So this is going to be where we write down everybody we know, and then everybody you're meeting will be on there also. So this gives us a great idea of who we know and where to start with. They're not always all going to become customers, but they do know 300 people a piece. So we want to really, really work on this list. We want this list to be over 100 people. And you know over 100 people, and you're going to probably write down 25 or 30 and then get stuck. And then we're going to think about things like, who did we go to college with? Who did we go to elementary school with? Who used to live next door to us? What types of schools are your kids in? What kind of activities are your kids in? Where does your husband work? Who does your hair? Who does your nails? Anybody you pay for services? And then other things like, who do you know from church? Who do you know from different kinds of activities? Childhood friends. You're going to just start going through the list of who you know. And then if you get really stuck again, you're going to go to Facebook and Instagram and all your social media sites, because there are some people on there that you've reconnected with or you could connect with that the whole idea is they know 300 people. So whether or not they become customers doesn't matter. It just matters that they know a lot of people. So that first section is going to be a pretend wedding list. Your second section in your spiral is going to be called what we call your master to-do list. Master to-do list. And you're going to have 2 master to-do lists. So I don't know about you, but before I started doing this, I would like lay down at night and my brain would go like in overdrive. I would think about all the things I didn't do during the day, all the things I had to do tomorrow, just that whole list of endless list of things that need to be done, right? And it could be as simple as fix Susie's lunch for tomorrow, or it could be, gosh, I really want to redecorate that bathroom, or I need to fix the that hole in the wall, or whatever. It could be anything. But all that clutter in our head takes up energy and space. And so if you can dump all of that on this master to-do list, it's really going to help you get a lot of clarity. It's really going to help you feel less overwhelmed, and it's going to help you prioritize what you're going to do during your available time. So this is like a daily process. You're going to sit down, and every time something pops into my head, it goes on my master to-do list. So we have 2. We have one for our personal life, and we have one for our business. So every time I think of something, I go, oh, I should, exactly like this, I should order these. I should order these. I write it on my master to-do list for my business. I just write it on there. It doesn't have to be all organized and pretty and everything. You just have to write it down and get it out of your head. That gives you permission to not worry about it again. So it could be that. It could be I need to reorder receipts. It could be I need to set up my website. It could be any of that stuff that you're thinking about for your business. Write it down. Write it down. It could be a book that you heard that you want to listen to. It could be something you heard on a hotline an idea you want to do. It could be any of those things. Just write them all down. Then in your personal life, you're going to do the same thing. Write that all down on your personal list. Now, the strategic part of this comes in when we look at the list and we go, I have a whole lot of stuff on my list. Right? No wonder I'm thinking all the time, right? Women think all the time. And so then we go through that list and we prioritize. We're going to put an H next to anything that's high priority that like has to be done within the next couple of days, right? H is high priority. M is going to be medium priority. Like it probably needs to be done maybe in the next couple of weeks. And then L is going to be low priority. L is going to be low priority. So basically, high priority in our business is going to be anything that has to do with people, right? Booking appointments, selling appointments, following up with customers, talking to people about team building. All of those are going to be high priority. Any kind of people time is going to be high priority. Medium priority for your business is going to be mostly papers and processes. Those are going to be things like mail product, maybe order inventory, do some training maybe on one thing or another. Those are kind of medium priority things. Low priority items are going to be things like this, like order supplies, send postcards. The things that like need to get done, but they need to get done either after 8 p.m. at night, or you need to delegate to somebody else to do them. Those would be follow-up kinds of things, data entry, all the data entry, filing, all that organization kind of stuff that needs to be done. That either needs to be done after 8 p.m. when you can't call people, or we need to delegate it to someone. And here's the thing about delegating. Once you figure out a system, it's really simple to delegate. But figuring out a system is the hard part. So we're going to talk about that next. But delegate to someone who is detail-oriented. You definitely need a detail-oriented person to delegate to. You need somebody who can follow directions. You need somebody who you can work well with in your space, because you're going to have to train them. And then you also need to decide how much that's worth to you, right? But most consultants probably need 2 to 4 hours a week of help. And that could be putting packets together, that could be entering data, those kinds of things. So delegate anything that's medium or low priority, and high priority things you have to do. So what you're going to do every week is you're going to sit down and look at that master task list and go, what's on here that is mandatory? Like what's high priority that has to be done? And then you're going to look at your like week at a glance, your weekly plan sheet, and you're going to write those things in here under your 6 most important things. So you're going to pick off a couple of things off your master list, put them on your weekly or your daily to do, and then There we go. Then you're going to take it off your master list, put it on your 6 most important things to do list. Okay, so then you're making progress on things and you don't feel overwhelmed because you're actually checking things off your list. You can do that with your personal life and your business life. It will make you feel so much more organized, and that's what we want, right? Less stress, more productive. And then when you go to the next day, you know when you open your planner, oh, this is what I need to do today. And you can execute within 5 minutes instead of spending 5 to 15 to 20 minutes figuring out, oh, what did I really need to do today? And it's just the way we thought process. So take it off your master to-do list, put it on your 6 most important things list if it's high priority. If it's medium or low priority, find somebody to delegate to. Now, you can find neighborhood high schoolers, middle schoolers, people like that who will work for you for either product or very affordable. You probably need 2 to 4 hours a week of help. If you have small people in your house, they probably could help you with that too. I have an 11-year-old that's been helping me for several years do packets, put stickers on my products. He can address postcards. He can pack product. Like, you'd be amazed at what they can do. Right? Even my 4-year-old can put away product and put stickers. I just tell my customers, like, if the sticker is a little bit crooked, just like turn your head and smile. Know that it was done by, with love. It's a family business. Okay, so moving into your selling, right? Those are all things to help you feel organized and tools to get trained with your selling. So I delegate packets and I always have, to somebody called party packs. I call them party packs. And party packs are everything I need to do an appointment all together in a cello bag. So I get my cello bags. You can get them anywhere, but I get them from mygirlfriendshouse.com. They have great cello bags. They're very affordable. You can use any kind you want. These are the larger size, and they're self-adhesive. So they just have a little strip that you pull off and, stick them. And the reason I like them is because I can open and close them, and things don't fall all over the place in my car. So party packs, I have as many as possible put together. And what's in them, I'm going to go over next. So party packs I have ready at all times. In them, this is mostly from your starter kit, pieces of information from your starter kit. I have your customer profile. I have a receipt. I have a pen, a writing pen. I have my business card or something that has my information on it so they can take. I have a beauty book, which is the same book that resembles your instructor's guide. Right? That one. I have any marketing information you have. So if you have a hotline you want them to listen to for lip gloss, something like that, or we'll talk about different ideas in our next web chat about team building information, but we can put something in there about the starter kit that start something beautiful. I mean, Steps to Success brochure is a really, really good one. I don't have that in front of me. But that's a great one, Steps to Success. They keep moving it, but it's on section 2 on InTouch. And it goes over the starter kit, team building, and then also the car program. So that's a great, great, great brochure that I love that I would put in there. But that way, all I need to do every time I go to an appointment is just pull however many of these out of my bag in my car that I need. And I use that tote that comes in our starter kit. I just put them in there. They just stack up real nicely in there, put it in the trunk of my car. And no matter how many people come to the party, I have enough of these in my car. And I have the mirror in here with the tray insert, the one we throw away. And if you're using disposable washcloths, I would put that in there. If you're using a regular washcloth, you can put that in there too. So put everything you need, everything you can think of in here for your appointment. For my skincare appointments, I don't do any glamour, so I don't put applicators in here. That's just how I do it. So everything I need is in there. Then I'm not constantly searching for, do I have enough receipts? Do I have enough pens? You know, if you want to put a headband in there or something like that for them to pull their hair back, put it in there. Everything you're going to use for your skincare class is going to be in that bag. So have somebody put party packs together for you, or do it late at night, like throw a movie in, put them together, and you're good to go. That would be great. So party packs are going to save you time and money because you'll be ready and organized, and your hostess can even set them up for you. Like when you walk in, just say, put one of these at every place, and then when people get here, we'll have them unpack it, or you can unpack it and reuse the bags. Either way. So party packs are great. Couple more things on your systems. Okay, when you sit down for an appointment, you're going to have everybody fill out a customer profile. So use the customer profiles that you have, and then know with the launch of new products, Mary Kay is going to update them. So we do have on this next product launch, we do have updated customer profiles that will have the new product on them. So use the ones you have and then order new ones. Okay, just know that when you order the new ones, they'll be a little bit different from the old ones. It doesn't mean you have to throw the old ones away. So customer profiles, the great part is this is going to become your filing system, but it's also going to give you a lot of insight on what products they should use. So I have my customer fill this out when she sits down. That way I have all her information in one place. Even if she's a friend of mine, I want her address and everything else on here, because your systems need to be duplicatable and they need to be delegatable. And so if I know that I need a thank you card mailed and I'm going to have somebody do that for me, I can just hand her this whole thing and it has the address and everything on it. I don't have to go like, oh, her address is in my phone, or I'm going to have to go look up her address. You know, it's all there together. So once you have them do that, then open the carbon copy and you'll see all the products that would be recommended for the things that she asked about. So if you can do it with her, just go look how smart Mary Kay is. We're going to go through all the products that might be great for you. Now this is great for her first appointment, but it's also great for upselling the next appointments, right? We talked about what do we put next on her order of application chart when we go to her second appointment or we mail her something. How do we know what to do? You can look on here and look at what we purchased on the first appointment and where we should go next. So this is a great tool to use long term. I also write on here what was her foundation color. When I match foundation at the first appointment, I write on here, just for me, I write it somewhere in here. I just write like beige 6 or whatever it is. Or you can absolutely write it on the back. There's plenty of room for notes for you here. But if you're having them try on colors or foundation or any of those kinds of things, I write those things down on here, because if she decides she likes it, you need to know what the color was. And that just is an easy place for me to do that. So I write it down there. There's also a great spot on here for her to do referrals. So when we're doing our appointments, we have a couple of objectives, right? We want to book the second appointment. We want to find out who she knows, who she'd like to invite to the next appointment. We want to sell product, and we want to find team members. So we're trying to do all those things at the same appointment. So when we ask her, who do you know? We had so much fun today. Who do you know that might love to do what you did? I would love to get together with them and give you a chance to be a hostess and earn either a discount or a free product. She's going to write those down here. So all of her information is all in one place. I have a question from the audience. Do you take the foundation wheel thing and match that way, or do you have her test them? Good question. So I do both. You have the foundation matcher in your kit. I would hold that up to her face, like right here, because you don't blush right there, right? Your skin doesn't turn red right here. And so you're going to hold it up to her skin, but not touch her skin. And that's going to give you probably 1 or 2 options that disappear. And that's where I would start. And from there, I would say, okay, according to the foundation shade selector, that's what it's called, the shade selector, you're probably either, like in my case, I would be ivory 2, 3, or 4, probably, or something like that. So from there, I would take those foundations out of my kit and I would have her stripe a little bit of each one right next to each other right here, like this, like war paint. And go, okay, we're going to take a tiny bit of foundation and we're going to rub it in all the way. If you don't rub it in all the way, it's not going to work. So rub it in all the way, right next to each other. And that way you can look and one of them will disappear and the other two will still be there, probably. If they're all still there and they look too dark, just go to the next three. And just tell her, like, it's going to take a minute to figure out your perfect foundation, but once we do, you'll be matched forever. And then we'll know, even if you get darker, what undertone you are. So I know I go between an ivory 4 and an ivory 6, depending on how dark my skin gets. But most people are the same way because I know that 4 and 6 have the same undertone. And we'll talk more about foundation training too. But that's a great way to do it. Great question again. And I let her choose. I go to a window if I can, if there's natural light, and I go, tell me, which one do you feel like disappears the best? You choose. And so they'll usually choose one, and then I know. And I make notes. Here's a good tip. So on your sheet, as you're putting out foundations, make notes about which one are out. You know, which ones are on her tray. So then when she goes, I like the middle one, you can go like, great, I don't know what that was. You can look at your sheet and you can go, oh, the middle one was number 4. Okay, great. So then I circle number 4, or I go, that's the one we're going with. Because if you have a couple of people at the appointment, that can get confusing. Okay. Then you have your customer receipt, and there are several copies of your receipt if you've looked at those. There's one that says beauty consultant copy. There's one that says another one that says beauty consultant copy. There's one that says customer copy, and another one that says customer copy. They used to say bank copy. So we have 4 copies of the receipt there. So this is what I do. When the customer orders the product, I give her one of the customer copies right then. So say we do our appointment, we figure out what she wants. We go, okay, here's a copy of the customer copy. I give that to her with whatever product I have on hand with me. If I don't have all the product there for some reason, then I will take the second customer copy, and that's what I put in her order. So I know who it's going to. If I have multiple deliveries to do or something like that, I will put that second customer copy in there and I will deliver it with her product. So that's what I use those 2 for. The other 2 say beauty consultant copy. One of them I'm going to take and I'm going to staple to her customer profile. I just staple them. Or if you want, you can put this on an envelope, a big manila envelope, and put it inside the envelope. I'm just more of a staple kind of girl. So I staple it to here. So I know that Susie, I have every product Susie's ever ordered stapled to her profile card in case she forgets what the color is or wants to do something different. I can just pull her out of my file and she has all of her orders on here. And then I still have 1 copy left, right? From here, I still have 1 beauty consultant copy left. That one, we're going to start a file that says sales, and we're going to put the year on it. So it's just going to be a chronological file of all your sales. So every time you sell something, you're going to rip off a receipt and you're going to put it in that folder just so that you have a record of all of your sales for the year. So you're going to have a folder for your sales. You're also going to have either a folder for these, or you can use like a shoe box. You can use an organized kind of box from like the Container Store or Walmart or a tackle box or whatever you want to put these in. Something to put your customer profile cards in. You're going to have a file for your receipts for your product. When you order your product, you want to have your inventory receipts. And then you're also going to have a file for your expenses. So anything that you, any event that you register to go to, you want a receipt for that. Business supplies, paper, postage, anything you order, like supplies for your skincare classes, things like that, things like this. You want a receipt for those. So put those in your expenses. And really, those are going to be your simple systems. A couple other quick notes. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. There are some great new t-shirts and things like that on Mary Kay Connections. If you did not get a chance to go to seminar, check them out. There are some really fun ones. There's one called You Glow Girl that has our 21-day challenge on there. There's a plain Mary Kay one with lipsticks. There's a Race for Red t-shirt that's really pretty. And there's a blingy Mary Kay shirt. There's a lot of new t-shirts. When I'm running around with my kids, most of the time I have just a Mary Kay t-shirt on. Obviously, I have my face on. They're really great advertising. Really great advertising. And then we also have a new beauty coat. If you haven't seen the new beauty coat, it's very pretty on there. I wear my beauty coat a lot also. And there's some great other things, holiday things on there. There's some cello bags with ribbon. There's some gift tags. There's some pajama pants. You know how I feel about pajama pants. There's some great new things on Mary Kay Connections that you can look at that will help you with your business. And of course, the best thing is to just wear your pin everywhere, right? Wear your pin everywhere. People will ask you about it, or they will go like, oh, I lost my consultant, I need you. So great ways to advertise. I'm going to move into questions right now. Questions, any questions? So we basically talked about our first getting rolling steps, right? Getting your packets together, getting your files together, learning about your beauty book, learning about overcoming objections, getting a spiral notebook to put all your organization in, and using a planner to get you organized. Really, that's like 90% of the battle, right? Is getting organized and figuring out what do we do next. So we're going to have another training that will go into other types of things. There is a great video that I did the other day on roll-up bags. So watch the roll-up bag training. It is great. It's going to teach you all about that, all about how do you close with roll-up bags, how do you sell with roll-up bags. There's also the DVD that came in your kit that's going to talk all about how you do your skincare class. So there's lots of great training opportunities there. And then we're going to move next into a couple more systems, so follow-up systems. You know, how do we strategically move customers along our follow-up systems? And we're going to move into team building and some of the next steps. So I'm so excited that you're here. I know that it takes a minute to invest in your training, but it's training that's going to last you a lifetime. We can't be more excited to have you as part of our family and as our growing family. So I want nothing more than for you to have an amazing, spectacular year. I appreciate your time. I love you, and I will